doing this properly.
Hi, my name is Gia.
And I'm Kamu.
And welcome to
Self Love. Okay, so for today's topic, we're going to talk more about.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Yes, let's start
We're
there.
in a van.
Yes.
So this is our first official van.
And yes, so it's part of a fleet, but
Yes,
we'll talk about that later. It's in relation to our business and everything.
Yeah, but anyway, yes, guys.
For today's topic, we found it more suitable for us to talk about self-love, and for us to be in the van was particularly to show you guys of our journey and how we had to connect what we truly love and how we feel about ourselves and connecting the two together.
Yes. So self-love is I think it's a very dynamic topic. I think you'll go and find it everywhere. I think it's something that's all over.
Mm-hmm.
But it the main thing here is self and love.
And love,
And
yeah.
I think we're gonna focus on that today.
Yes. So, before we waste any more time, let's just get right into it. So, the first topic we're going to talk about is the spiritual side of it.
Yeah.
Okay, but before we start, we're going to talk about 4 parts on how to start basically learning about self-love and achieving it in your life on a daily and regular basis.
Yes. So before we go on, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Yes, we have a goal, and yes, please join our channel. Spiritual self-love is the journey you have with a higher being than yourself. We're Christians, so our higher being obviously is related to God, but anybody else can have a higher being that's something else. We're not judging, we're not saying this is a particular journey you're supposed to go through, but this is the journey that we have, which is a spiritual God is in relation to a spiritual being is in relation to God. So that relationship is a very intimate relationship.
Yes, and from personal experience, I think we can both agree that it has to start somewhere. What I'm trying to say that it has to start somewhere. In terms of love is not a tangible feeling. It's not something that you can buy, something that it is internal. And to learn about self-love comes in different stages that you as a person have to go through each part of it before you can physically say, okay, truly, this is what happened. I truly love myself. And so on the spiritual side of self-love, we're talking about a higher being. If you can have that first step of having a connection with your God as the main focus of you learning about who you are, because remember, the higher being accepts you as just the way that you are. So if you can understand that something that is not tangible, just as much as love is not tangible, loves and respects you and sees good and righteousness for you as you are, that's the very first step of you accepting yourself within. And when I talk about spiritual, we're talking about the soul. We're talking about things that you feel on a regular basis about you. Essentially, that's the spiritual side that we're talking about.
Yeah, so it's the connection that you have with the higher being is praying. Do you pray on a daily basis? Do you pray when you're in need? Who is it that you depend the most on when life gets to a very tough side, as it already will, and most definitely most of the time happens? Do you connect? Do you read your Bible? Do you learn on a spiritual element? It's like your body. If you don't feed, if you don't eat, if you don't drink water, there is no way that you can live past a specific stage. So it's the same with your spirit, your soul. Are you reading the Bible? Are you praying to God? Because with that, you are growing that, you are feeding your soul, and you walk on a level that makes you seem somewhat different from anybody else, because you have such a strong connection with the higher being that you're not easily broken.
Yeah.
Your confidence beams because you know how to center yourself and have a conversation with God that only you and him can understand you each other. So that's why we felt sort of this was one of the elements of love that we need to talk about, because before you can love others, you have to love yourself. Before you can flow that love into another human being, it needs to start from within. You have to love who you are. You cannot search for a partner, search for a friendship, search for all of these things, but all of these things without them within yourself, it's difficult to get them from another human being. And you tend to become the person that is the most nagging to other people, obsessive, controlling, because you can't have those feelings within yourself. So it's very important for you to center your life and have it in such a direction that when you communicate with your God and you communicate with God through prayer, through reading the Bible, you are centering yourself to become one with yourself and not dependent on another human being.
Like she was saying about, you have to feed yourself. Your spirit also has to be fed, and it's not fed through tangible things like food. It's fed through things that make you uplift you. So how you feed your spirit is through, again, prayer, reading the Bible. But through reading the Bible and prayer, you feed your spirit by getting things such as hope, such as belief, such as joy, such as confidence, gratitude. Those are not things that you can grab from a tree or buy. These are things that you gradually get because you are entwined with that spiritual and very internal part of you. And if you can learn to first attach yourself and first combine yourself with that side, everything else will be far easier if you have a strong connection with God. So you need to be able to sit down and focus first on that spiritual element of your life, because before you can start saying, I need to gym, I need to look good. Now, that will come. People will tell you that in order to have self-love, you need to take care of your body, take care of your health.
But what gets you out of bed?
Yes.
Like, what gets you out of bed to do all these other things?
So the things that get you there is the emotional part, the spiritual part of, you're being fed. You fed your spirit with the loving kindness of God. Thus, you will be able to stand up and want to do every other things. Want to change your mindset on how you think about your career, your family, your past habits. Everything will change purely because of that spiritual side has been formed and has been matured to a certain extent. This is a combined. So usually people take mental and emotional as two separate things. So we're not going to do that. We're going to add them as one topic. And the main reason for that is that what you think and what you feel are connected. So you cannot separate how you think and not think that it's going to affect you in some way. So the second part of it is the mental and emotional element of self-love.
Yes. So that will start off with the way you talk to yourself. Are you conscious of the way you talk to yourself? Do you say good things about yourself? This is not conversations you say with other people. This is conversations you say with yourself. Do you say things like, I am beautiful, I am loved, I am grateful, I am amazing? Or do you say things like, I am stupid, I am unkind, I am horrible? You need to look at the way you talk about yourself. And the more bad those things sound, you are feeding your emotional and mental self a very negative element to yourself. So it's very important to listen to what you say about yourself. You might not be conscious of it because you might be used to it on a daily basis. But if you could try right now, sit down, and if somebody had to ask you, what is it you think about yourself? And if the first answer that comes to mind is, I'm not good enough, you're not saying the right things. You're feeding your mind to believe that you are not good enough.
So again, just to add on to what she said, yes, definitely. What you think and how you feel are one thing. Have you noticed certain people, if somebody says to them, oh, you look pretty today, and then the first thing is, oh, really? oh, can I just put something on? They've got this feeling internally that no, I'm not pretty. And the fact that you think that I'm pretty is a surprise element. It's a surprise element. So if you feel good about yourself and you think of yourself in a good light, then it will just come across that even when people say those things, you're not shocked because this is who you are. Remember, how you think about yourself is how you feel about yourself. And how you feel about yourself will determine how far your successes and the things that you want will go hand in hand. So I'm going to go a little bit more into the, love in terms of, you and a companion. If you, for instance, are in a new relationship or trying to date or whatever, and you take yourself as somebody that is not a catch. I know it's not really a good phrase, but yes, if you feel you're not a catch and you think that you're not a catch and you think the other party is, and only to find out that that person thinks of you as amazing, you will gradually lose your quality, and thus your love, or I don't know what you call it, will just subside and deteriorate because of how you thought of yourself in the first place. But if you think of yourself as this beautiful, kind, loving, caring human being that anybody would want to be with, thinking of yourself that way, you will start to feel that this is who you are, and every other person will view you the exact same way. If you're friends, if you need them to say these amazing qualities about you, you have to personally say these amazing qualities about yourself. So you have to first think about them, then you will feel them, and then the rest of the world will see them.
Your notion's too much to believe that when you think and say good things about yourself, that it's arrogant, that it's self-serving, that it's conceited. Who talks about you saying the good things about yourself? I mean, you have to notice that sometimes the people who say very bad things about other people don't generally say good things about themselves. It starts within. If you can say good things about you, you almost filled your cup, that whoever comes up, you give them the same love, the same amazing words that you say to yourself, to another human being. It's very difficult for you to love somebody else when you don't love yourself. If it's done, it's a very hard challenge, because when you are very aware and accepting of who you are, it's very easy for you to love and accept another human being. Generally, people who have a lot of hate have a lot of hate for themselves. That element of themselves that they hate, they bring it out to other people. So it's very important to be aware of what you say about yourself, what you think about yourself, and more importantly, who you are.
And last but not least, our final point, physical love.
That's the most interesting love.
That's the most interesting love.
I think majority of our videos are about health and wellness. That's just us, That, physical love.
Physical love. We put this point as the final one because we don't want you to think that in order for you to accept yourself, you have to change physical things about yourself. It doesn't start there. It starts firstly within. If you feel good spiritually, if emotionally and mentally you're connected, the physical part is the easiest thing. Anyone can start exercising so they can get some cute abs, or the abs.
And I know this is contrary to what most people say. Most people say go exercise and then you'll feel better. We think it's different. It's different.
So let me speak from my point of view. I've always been somebody that loves to exercise and loves to go to the gym. But I would always stop. And the main reason, I guess, why I stopped was because of internally, I had no connection in that department. But the minute I started to connect with myself spiritually and emotionally, going to the gym felt easy. Even when I didn't go, it didn't feel like a lack. It felt like as long as the internal part of me is strong, the physical part will just come. So the main point of having that emotional part and spiritual side so connected is that it will make the physical part come easily. Look at people, whether on Instagram, whether on Facebook, wherever, that have really good bodies. They're such happy, fulfilled people. They're very Like, it's like they've got so much joy, so much love, and they excited. It's because that connection deep within is already filled. So the physical part is easy, because if when you do exercise and eat healthy and live a healthier lifestyle, yes, you will have that feeling of refreshed and happy and excited. But sometimes it won't be sustained because that emotional, spiritual side of you is lacking. And unless those ones are unless you put a lot of attention on those ones, everything else that you do won't make any sense.
Now, physical is different for everybody. Physical, do the things that you enjoy doing for the physical element. Don't be forced to go jump in and sign a contract, a gym contract, when you know you're not going to do it every day. Mm-hmm. You know, if you need to be attached to the things you enjoy, like she enjoys going to the gym, I enjoy doing external outdoor activities that allow me to also fix my physical element, but at the same time enjoy it. You could do anything to work on your physical side, and your physical side only enhances what you already feel inside. It doesn't really create it. Exactly. It's like it comes from within and it flows out. You know, you could exercise and be the most amazing person, but just don't look the part because internally you don't feel the part. You don't feel a part. So exercising enhances what you already feel inside.
Feel about yourself. Yes, definitely. So okay, guys, those were our 3 tips on
self-love. I know we took a different angle, but I hope that it is gonna talk to somebody who's listening to this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget subscribe,
and we'll see you next time.